Yo, can you turn the light on, man? Flick the switch, man. Welcome back to my channel. As requested in the comment section by Jay Crowther, I will be reviewing Flick of the Switch by AC/DC. So, let's go. This one came out in 1983, right after two huge albums, Back in Black and For Those About to Rock. Unfortunately, this one was considered to be a failure. It didn't reach the sales they expected. The two aforementioned albums did a lot better. This is also the third with Brian Johnson. They recorded it in the Bahamas and they self-produced it. Now previously they had gone with Mutt Lange, but they decided to do something different. And because of that, it was more of a back to basics, very raw. Like they didn't use any effects, like no echo and reverb. And it gave them a really unique sound. Now, the cover of the album is very simple. It's a pencil drawing, and the artist was named Brent Richardson. Now, this album didn't receive great reviews at first. Rolling Stone magazine said it was just a retooling of old riffs, and it teetered on self-plagiarism at times. Even Malcolm Young said they threw it together rather quickly. So with that being said, let's go through the album again and let's see if it was really as bad as everybody thought. The first track is Rising Power. It starts off with some classic AC/DC guitar chords. You can hear the difference in the sound. It's a cool garage band feel to it. It has everything you expect in an AC/DC song. It has some really cool guitar solos, cool vocals, cool sound, pretty cool opening track. After that is This House is on Fire. It has a bluesy intro. The vocals sound a little low on this one. Probably not the strongest song, but I wouldn't skip it either. Next is Flick of the Switch. This one has the classic riff. You can really hear the guitar playing. And one of the stronger tracks on the album has a really good chorus. Now, Flick of the Switch was one of their singles. They recorded a music video for the song, and it had the classic AC/DC style. They recorded inside an airplane hangar. Now, I would consider this to be one of the best tracks on the album, and even a top 20 song in the entire AC/DC catalog. Next is Nervous Shakedown. This is another strong track, classic AC/DC riff. This song also charted in the UK at number 35 and stayed there for 5 weeks. I really like this song. It is definitely a classic. After that, we have Landslide. This one has a slightly different sound, a riff that's a little heavy, a little bluesy. I think it's a pretty good track. Next is Guns for Hire. Really cool riff. Has their typical outlaw bravado lyrics. Has a really memorable chorus. And I noticed on this album, I think this album was an influence for many of those hair metal bands in the 80s. Like you can hear that song being reflected later on. After that, we have Deep in the Hole. It's a classic AC/DC. It has the sexual innuendo lyrics. The guitars are really raw, so it's a good track. We have Bedlam in Belgium. So this song was inspired by the band's appearance at Contic, which is a municipality in the country of Belgium. And what happened was there was a riot, and it basically nearly broke out, and the police tried to close down the show after allegedly the band ignored the 11 p.m. curfew. So that's an interesting tidbit of the song. Track number 9 is Badlands. This one's very bluesy. Now this one reminds me of Led Zeppelin. Now I can't remember the song. It sounds like a Zeppelin song. I can't think of it. If anyone knows, let me know down in the comments section if you can remember what song I'm thinking about. It's an interesting song. There's even an online forum, and people are arguing whether or not the song uses slide guitar. And the album closer is Brain Shake. This is a hard rocker. It's a good album closer. It has everything you would expect for an AC/DC song. I think at the time of release, fans were expecting another Back in Black or For Those About to Rock. But today in 2020, I think we can appreciate an album that has that raw garage band sound. So many albums today are recorded on high-tech, state-of-the-art recording equipment and advanced software and this and that. But this was just a bunch of guys and their guitars and their amps and everything else playing some good music. I mean, let's take the Foo Fighters, for example. In 2011, they did something similar on their album Wasting Light. Now, they just used like this analog equipment and did like this garage band thing, and it turned out to be one of their best albums. So I think in 2020, this is an enjoyable album. Not their best, but I would rank it somewhere in the middle. Like out of 15 studio albums, maybe an 8 or a 9. For me, the standout tracks are the title track, Flick of the Switch, and Nervous Shakedown. So for my final score, I will give it a 7 out of 10. It may have been a little rushed, but I think it still retains its charm for its back to basics sound. Okay, thanks for watching. I have another request for my next video. It will be Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. I'll get that done in a day or two. In the meantime, if there's anything you want me to cover, any AC/DC albums you want me to review, in the time between now and the release of Power Up, let me know down there in the comment section. Till next time, keep rocking. Hey, one more thing, check out my other videos. That one over there, that's pretty cool. Down there, another cool video. Check them out.